Beautiful and lovely Thursday morning to you. Welcome to another beautiful edition of Sport Extra on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Iduikiti. And of course, my name is Kingsley Iniovosa, the Minister of Sport, that's what they call me. Yes. And I have a regular analyst in the beauty. The man who knows the in and out of sports, not football only, but sports, all other games. It goes by the name Coach Ayodeji. Good morning.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure to be here this morning. So it's always a pleasure to be here every day. So to be part of this family, Sport Extra. So good morning.
All right. Without taking much of our time, in a week of favors of Phillies linked to Turkey, we highlight several Nigerian track and field athletes who have been frustrated out of representing, their country of birth, switching allegiance to other nations where they went on to achieve remarkable success on the global stage. So we have the number one is Annette Echikuwonke. Echikuwonke, yes, from United States of America, is a hammer thrower. Who won silver at the 2024 Olympic, becoming the first American woman to medal in the event. She holds the African record with a throw of 75.49 meters. While she was in Nigeria and was a former NCAA champion at the University of Cincinnati. Yes, Echikuwonke was disqualified from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics due to the AFN negligence and setting up a drug test. Despite providing a location 6 times when requested, no officials came to conduct the required test, leaving her and 9 other Nigerian athletes unable to compete. Born in Ohio to Nigerian parents, she initially chose to represent Nigeria in 2020, but switched to the United States after the Tokyo Olympics debacle, going on to make history with an Olympic silver medal. You see that? You heard what happened now?
Yeah. So it is just a testament to what we've been saying since yesterday.
Yes.
That all these players, all these athletes, they want to be in an environment where they think will, further how can I aid their development as an athlete.
Yeah.
So if Nigeria does not provide, if a particular country does not provide that, then they will have to consider their next option. And as I always say, these athletes, they have agents, they have friends, they have families who will always tell them, okay, this is what I think is good for you, this is what I think is good for you, and they themselves, they are capable of thinking, so they know what is good for them. So if a particular country does not provide the necessary environment, necessary equipment, necessary things, resources for the athletes to grow, the athletes will consider, especially when he knows that it's good enough to represent another country, in a country where he will be appreciated. Why not? So being born in a country does not really just, especially nowadays, and even according to the law, you can actually represent another country if you are given the citizenship. So
all right, now the second one on my list is Sawa Ed Nasser. The man born Ebele Choko Agbapomwo. From Sawa Nasser is the 2019 World 400 meter champion with the third fastest time in history. That's he recorded 48.14 seconds. She also won World Championship bronze in the mixed 4x400 meter relay race and was the 2017 World 400 meter silver medalist. So the sprinter switched allegiance to Bahrain in 2014 at the age of 16, converted to Islam and changing her name. When asked about her move in 2017, she said the past 3 years have been a great transition and declined to comment on her relationship with the AFN. Athletics of Federation of Nigeria, whatsoever they call themselves.
So you can see that is also another proof. So if we will keep losing top athletes, if we are not, if we don't up our game, especially in the administrative level, if Nigerian association, if they don't show enough reasons why these people should come, everybody wants the best for themselves.
Yeah.
They don't hold, and these athletes, especially when you are born in Nigeria, you are a Nigerian, you owe a little something to Nigeria. But when you have two countries competing for an athlete, you have to choose who brings the best offer to the table. So and currently, I don't think Nigeria will even match most of the teams in the world when we go head to head for an athlete. So Nigeria, we just need to up our game. The resources has to go to the next level because we want the best and we are producing the best. We have the best talent, mostly one of the best talent streams in the world. So, but for us to keep it that way, for us to nail them down to represent us, we have to show them that we are good enough, and this is the right place for them to be.
All right, another one on my list is Femi Ogunde. Is a former holder of Asian 100-meter record, 9.91 seconds, at the Double Asian Games champion in 2010 and 2014. Yes, he has won multiple titles at the Asian Championships, military World Games, and other continental competitions. Ogunde was left off Nigeria's final rosters for the 2007 All-African Games and 2008 Olympics. Despite the qualifying, with the AFN providing no explanation for the decision following this disappointment, he accepted Qatar's offer to compete internationally. The man born in Ondo City, he moved to Qatar in 2009 and became only the second athlete in Asian Games history to win both 200 meter and 400 meter at the same competition, following his 2010 double gold in Gonzaga. Yes, Guazum. The now on my list, Francis Obekwele won Olympic silver in the 100 meter at the 2004 Athens Games, setting a European record of 9.8 seconds that stood for nearly 17 years. He was the first male athlete to win both 100 meter and 200 meter at the European Championships and was voted European Male Athlete of the Year in 2006. Obekwele revealed he was frustrated out of Nigeria by AFN officials on just treatment during and after the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Despite being round one number 2, officials dismissed his new injury complaints, forcing him to compete until the semi-finals and causing further damage. We'll talk about this.
Well,
someone told you that he has an injury,
and you still forced him to play.
Exactly.
So
and you caused that person more damage.
You see, we want to blame the coach for that, because as a coach, you are not only a coach, you are a manager, and when we call you a manager, you are to manage the team and especially the players' well-being. You have to manage the players' well-being. The responsibility is on you. So when a player tells you or complains to you, I have a new injury or something, I can't go on with the game or this tournament, and then you have your medical team confirms it that this player is not fit enough to compete with the game, then you have to look at the longer picture, the bigger picture for the player himself. You have to love your player. You don't have to be selfish, because that's selfishness. Because no matter what it takes, we play today, to play tomorrow. Yeah. So we can't play today and give just because we want to play today, then we affect our chances of playing tomorrow. That is wrong. So you have to protect these players. Let them rest, have absolute rest. That is why in every tournament we always have a substitute, even for this at individual games. National teams, we are expected to have substitutes. So this player has complained that he can't go on with the game. The coach should be able to manage the situation. Okay, I have your best interest at heart, and even a player like that, we even appreciate it. With everything at stake, this coach is willing to, at least rest me. Then the next time that he will be representing you, he will give his all, because he know that you have his best interest at heart, not you being selfish. Because you just want to use him, ignoring the damage that could cause him. So that coach should, and that is one of the reasons why these athletes they consider their options. Is Nigeria the right place for me? Is this country the right place for me? So for us to improve and to attract bigger talents, we have to know how to manage these talents.
going against the players' decision is something that we should talk about. All right, another one on my list is Glory Alozie. Glory Alozie was a world-class hurdler who won a gold at the 2002 European Championships and multiple World Indoor Championships, silver medals. She was twice African champion and held African and Commonwealth records in the 100-meter hurdles. Alozie, Gloria Alozie, switched to Spain in 2001. Citing youthfulness and pressure from her Valencia club teammates as a reason for the decision, she later apologized to Nigerians, saying she didn't understand the implications of her choice at the time. Another one on my list, Daniel Igali won Canada's first and Olympic and only Olympic gold medal in men's wrestling at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. He was a three-time NAA champion with a perfect 116 to New College's record and later became president of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation. Daniel Igali, came to Canada as the captain of Nigeria's wrestling team for the 1994 Commonwealth Games, but remained in the country seeking refugee status due to political unrest in Nigeria. He acquired a Canadian citizenship in 1998. The wrestler went on to make history for Canada, while later giving back to Nigeria wrestling, becoming the first elected president of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation in 2013 and helping improve the sports profile in his birth country, Nigeria. The last on my list, Florence Ekpo Omar is a 400-meter sprinter who won the European Championships gold and World Championship silver for Germany after switching from Nigeria in 1995. The man born in Lagos. A woman born in Lagos. She was inspired by Nigerian hurdler Maria Usufa, who came from an athletic family. Her personal best time is 51.13 seconds, achieved in 2001. So all this is not only favor of feeling. It's not the first person that will switch allegiance.
Sure.
So people have been doing it,
Yes.
and it's been favor them.
Yes, it has been favoring them, and that is because Nigeria does not give them the platform they want. And let us even let's just divert a little bit from players that are born in Nigeria, or let us consider players who have the opportunity to represent Nigeria but chose to represent, and don't let us consider athletes now. Let's go into football. Let's see the likes of David Alaba, the likes of Saka, the likes of Dele Alli,
Many of them.
A lot of players, top talents. Akaji, Manuel Akaji.
Abraham.
Exactly. These are talents that if we've shown them that we have the platform, we have the right attitude and right managing administrative board, right what can I call it now? Right environment for them to grow, right platform for they will actually consider Nigeria, and with them in the team we would have achieved a lot. These are players who carry the identity of this country, so they are meant to represent us, but not representing us is not their fault. Mainly is our fault, is the administrative force not giving them enough reasons to represent the country. So it will go on and on until we find a solution to that. Definitely.
All right, now let's away from the switching our legends or all sort of stories like that. Now let's quickly talk about this archery. Archery. Yes, the founder of Zen Archery, Emmanuel Oyeleke, has expressed delight about the successful completion of the Zen Archery Lagos International Open Tournament. The first international archery tournament in Nigeria. Yes.
That is a development, a welcome development. I've told you last week or my subsequent that sports in this country is the future of sport for the next 10 years, 15 years is bright. So it's not only the sports that we know, but new sports will come into play, because we have play people now who are obsessed about sports, who are ready to invest in themselves, and the more you go into sport, the more you see more sports to participate in. So give us more platforms. We have talents, people who are so precise with their throwings. These are opportunity for them to showcase their talent and get to the peak, the zenith of their career. So I'm not surprised. I want to see more of new sports in the country, so by the time we go to the next Olympics, we have more representative, more opportunities to win medals.
All right, the 4-day tournament, was organized in collaboration with the Lagos State Sports Commission at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Onikan, Lagos, and brought together over 100 actors from different parts of the country and Africa. It features 16 clubs, competing for medals and, recurve, compound, beer bow, misting, youth, and para archery category. So you get less than archery to gold in the men's compound category. So, well, it's fine. That's a very good one. This is the first time that we'll be organizing this kind of sports game.
Yes. In Nigeria. So that it's a welcome development.
Yeah. Yes.
We hope to see more of that.
All right, now, quick one away from that. We'll not talk more about the athletes. With Oluwatobi Amusa, the world record holder, we take to the tracks today in the women's 100-meter hurdles event at the 64th edition of the Golden Spike Meet, scheduled to take place in Ostrava, Serbia. So that's about that. Now, let's talk about the WAFCON. They played goalless draw against Portugal yesterday.
Yes, it is a very tough game. We expected a win from the ladies, but unfortunately, we walked away with a draw. So Portugal is also a big, footballing nation, and though we wanted more, I was expecting a win because I didn't see Portugal stopping Nigeria. But it seems that our best was not enough. So it is now time to go back to the drawing board, try to improve on our lapses, and then come back stronger because we always believe in the ladies.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, Oga.
Good morning, sports fans.
Yes. Now, we talk about the AFCON, we talk about any other games. Now, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Austin Eguavon has spoken. Stanley the Wambalin also spoken. So, Wambalin remains hopeful that the team, Super Eagles of Nigeria, still have a chance of qualify for the 2026 World Cup in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico as well. So, despite their poor run in the qualifying series. So, after 6 matches, the Super Eagles, they are in fourth in their qualifying Group C with 7 points. 6 points behind the South Africans, who lead the group with 13 points. So the 3-time African champion began their campaign with 2 uncompromising, draws against Lesotho and Zimbabwe in November 2023. After returning from their second place finish at the 2023 AFCON, which was held from January to February 2024 in Ivory Coast, the team, Super Eagles of Nigeria, couldn't muster the needed results and playing another draw against South Africa in New York before they were beaten 2-1 by the Benin Republic in June 2024. So the first 4 games were managed by former coaches Giuseppe Ciro and Finidi George, 2 games each. So Franco-Malian tactician Eri Sekochile took over the match and handled 2 more games. A 2-0 win against Rwanda in Kigali and a 1-1 draw against Zimbabwe at home, leaving the team on 7 points after 6 matches. So, despite being 6 points adrift of the automatic qualifying spot, Iwambale still believes that they have a good chance to qualify. So, Nigeria's chances of catching up with the group leader, South Africa, is only fueled by the potential point deduction that has rocked the Bafana after feeding an eligible player during the series.
Well, mathematically, it is still possible. But we have to consider a lot of things too. But, Nwabali has shown that is the kind of mentality we want from a player who represents this country. Never give up. So, and we've seen an improved performance under the new coach. So we hope. That is all what we are just, all Nigerians, what we are hoping for, what we have at this moment is hope. Yeah. Is hope, because a lot of things have to play into our favor for us to actually get that qualification. So, and we have the talents to go. We have one of the best talent in stream of talent in the continent. So we being in that position is nobody's fault but ours. So we have to look inward, try to solve our problem, and try to win the remaining games. There's no negotiation about it. Try to win the remaining games, and then let us see where that gets us.
Okay.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that there's nothing super about our Eagles. We have super players, not a super team.
We have super players, but not a super team.
So, super players playing in the Eagles, or playing for the Eagles. Like he said, let's focus on our matches. If this mentality that we have, never give up, never say die, that's in every Nigerian. If it comes to play in the remaining matches,
4 games.
if it comes to play and we are able to garner all the points, that's 12 points.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we are able to garner those points,
We hope
Then-
that our opponent lose points. So.
no, definitely we are going to play all the opponents.
Yeah, definitely.
Speak of.
We are going to play. We are going to play all of them.
Yeah.
So winning points means
So
they are
if
dropping points.
if we win all the matches, that means they are dropping.
Yes.
Definitely.
Then we'll see where that gets us.
But then, okay, we are playing South Africa, and South Africa will be playing another Benin Republic. Benin Republic. So their point, if they win, so their point will be increasing as well. So, what do you think?
No, definitely. Yeah, like we agree. The major thing is that we should win the remaining matches.
that's the
That is
only
when we have any iota of chance to play in the World Cup.
All right, thank you very much. That's a very good analysis. So, all right, we talk about Nigeria can stay qualified. So, Egwavon just say that. Now, let's talk about your own NIS coach. The newly appointed Director General of the Nigeria Institute of Sports, NIS, Philip Shuaibu, said the mandate given to him by President Bola Tinubu was to revive the institute, which will lead development of sports in the country. You part of the NIS.
Yes, I'm a student of NIS.
Yes,
So we are looking forward to that. We are looking forward to the new improvements, and that is what, when we saw the announcement, we were so happy because on our platform, the governor, everybody, they were posting it and they were showing us the development, the possible development, and we are looking forward to it.
How was the institution before the announcement came in?
Well, this institution was running fine. We have coaches and coaches that are staffs that are willing to it is just nice.
Were there no lapses? Are you just saying everything is perfect? There must be something. This is Nigeria, of course.
There's no perfection in any system.
Yes, exactly.
In any system,
Exactly.
there's no perfection.
So
But the most important is that the institution was running optimally. That's the most important thing.
God has covered you this
yeah,
morning.
exactly. So it's actually a very nice place to be.
So Philip Shuaibu, what are you expecting from Philip Shuaibu?
Yes, I am expecting. One thing I just.
Or which area do you think?
Is just that I want 2 areas actually.
Okay.
During the process of learning, I believe we can improve on the area of our learning, the way they teach us, not the way, but what they teach us. You understand? Most of our teachings have always revolved around science, human body stuff, and last semester we only had 2 courses on the sports that we are going through, and we didn't go in depth into the sport. So if we can go into that, mainly into that, more into that, and at the same time,
So you have not been going in depth into the sports.
As they are expected to go into.
yes, as we are coaches who have gone to that place to acquire more knowledge. We should come out there better than every other person. You understand? But when you get here, you see coaches, young coaches like myself, who are not relying on what they will teach us, but are going extra lengths to, how can I say it now, to invest in knowledge. You understand?
Yeah.
Sleepless nights. You see coaches doing sleepless nights, studying tactics, studying this. They don't teach us in class. So, and after that, aside that, the second one is, opportunities for these coaches. I believe he will be able to speak for us, and that a graduate of NIS is capable of handling this kind of position. So, and then the practical aspect of it too. I believe towards the end we go to teams.
Clubs,
So that this is something that we should encourage more, and we are looking forward to that.
So this is what I've been.
I believe there should be taught that, because on a daily basis,
Yeah.
sports are evolving.
Yeah.
New things are coming in. New initiatives are being so let's all those new things. For instance, every sport has a rule, and every day the rule changes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they should teach them this rule so that when they go out there, they will not fall foul of any of the laws.
Exactly.
Before now, when I was playing football, the goalkeeper can still catch the ball,
Yeah.
put it on the ground, roll it, and catch it again. So if I go to coaching with that mentality,
Yeah.
Exactly. Imagine an NIS graduate, a NIS graduate is certified coach on the touchline, and a referee makes a decision and is complaining, and then at the end of the day, the referee has to school him about it, that this is the rule, it is bad. So we have to be up there, updated about rules.
Now let's talk about the internship.
So
have you guys been going for an internship?
No. Towards the end of after the second semester, by October or something, then you go to a team that you want. Then you will be given a letter from NIS. Probably that is what we are hoping for. Then you go there. Then they respect. You are from NIS. Then you stay with them for that period of time. Then after that, the head coach of that team or the management of that team will now score you on your,
business performance.
Performance in the team, your leadership qualities, your communication skill, and your ability to lead training sessions, and then give a feedback to the NIS, and then they see where we go from there.
All right, thank you very much. Away from NIS, I don't want to go more deep so that it will not be like if the choker is waiting up beside me. All right, the Oklahoma City Thunder crowned our dazzling season with an NBA title on Sunday, pulling away relentlessly in the second half to beat the Indian Pacers 103-91 in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. So we talk, I think just basketball. So these particular people, Thunder, they clinch to clinch they beat Pacers to clinch their first NBA Finals crown. It's good.
Their name in Nigeria, like this powers we use. Thunder do this. So they fired them.
Oh my God! All right, let's talk about the Club World Cup. Club World Cup is getting on. It's getting really interesting. It's getting
this year's own team no hungry.
Atletico Madrid don't come out.
You don't mean it?
Yes, they have been eliminated.
Porto don't come out.
Porto, even Porto.
Yes.
Imagine Man City that were not even, putting eye to, they were not getting them involved much. Ike Godango scored 2 goals as Man City comfortably, dispatched Emirati club in 6-0 on Sunday to ease into the knockout stage of the Club World Cup from Group G along with Juventus. So that's about that. Man City.
Yes, I think at the start of the competition, I personally believe, because I've seen a lot of people say Bayern Munich, this, that, but we should see that. And I heard someone saying it yesterday too, that Man City are the dark horse in this tournament. And they might, they are just coming up against after coming off a very disappointing season for them, and these players are hungry. They want to prove to the world again that we are capable of doing what you guys think we are not capable of doing anymore. So, and when you look at that squad, the squad depth, the quality, the improvement that they've made over the past few months is so is just too much. It's very, very impressive. So Manchester City, I'm not surprised that they are doing what they are doing. And in the next phase of the tournament, I still expect them to keep doing what they are doing. Because when you look at the back of it, you see one of the greatest minds in football history masterminding the team in Pep Guardiola. So you can't how can I say now? You can't just brush them away. So Manchester City, I think they have what it takes.
All right, Paris Saint-Germain will play Inter Miami in the round of 16
That is it.
at the ongoing Club World Cup in the United States. So it is a
Okay,
fixture that
that's Messi's club.
yes,
Yes.
Mrs. Club.
He's playing against his former club.
Have you? It is a feature that many football fans and pundits have quickly, dubbed the Lionel Messi debut as the Argentine minstrel moved to the MLS from PSG. So Inter booked their spot in the knockouts following a total draw with Palmeiras. So they had raised into a 2-goal lead with Stadio Allende and Luis Suarez scoring in either half. But the Brazilian club were level with 7 minutes towards the end of the match. So Inter Miami are the only MLS team to reach the last 16 after both Los Angeles FC and Seattle Sounders were eliminated. So Palmeiras themselves have also qualified for the next round as groups winner, and they will face Botafogo.
Two Brazilian teams. So one thing I will want to say is that, and I said at the beginning of this tournament, was that these teams are not just coming to participate in this tournament alone. They are coming to prove a point. They are a representative of their continent, trying to show that, okay, European teams that are being hyped, with all their hype, we can actually match them. And we've seen that mainly from Brazilian teams. Before yesterday with Botafogo, I think no Brazilian teams have lost in the whole tournament until yesterday. So that's the statement from them. Even though I think a coach, was it Al-Alel coach or something, said the intensity or the heat is affecting the European players and Brazilian players are used to it. But those are excuses. Football is about results. And adaptation. Whatever the situation is, try to adapt to it and get the result out of it. Brazilian and European teams are being invested, and they have to prove it. And other teams too, even from Africa, even though they are not qualifying, but they are showing that we have what it takes to compete, go toe to toe with these top European teams, as we've seen with Mamelodi Sundowns against Dortmund.
Yes.
Dortmund. So that was a very good match. So I think
they lost that match because of tactical inexperience.
Just a mistake by the coach. Before they got it back, it was too late. So Inter Miami and other teams, we still hope to see more dramas in this competition. We can't rule that out.
All right, now we talk about PSG. We talk about the semi-finals now. I think they're in semi-final now.
Semi-final.
So, round of 16. Round of 16. So Atletico, they win. Atletico Madrid, Brazilian side Botafogo put their place in the last 16 yesterday as they defeated Atletico Madrid by a lone goal. So Atletico Madrid, what is really happening today? Do you know they kind of trashed them during the Champions League? It was so massive. So now they are playing again. We are hoping that they will do well in this World Cup. I think they are only. We have two Spains there.
Yes,
Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So Atletico Madrid.
Real Madrid is still doing well.
Yeah, they're doing well. Doing considerably well because their first game was
a draw.
The draw, and then the second one. The only reason why I will take that as a positive is because they lost a man during the first 10 minutes of the game, so they had to play the remaining 80 minutes with 10 men, and they still came out on top. So that is good for them. But Atletico Madrid, one thing I will say about Atletico Madrid is that from the beginning they took the competition with left hand. A Diego Simeone team, a normal Diego Simeone team, should not be losing 4-0 against PSG. So that is something that and that's something we saw all over the tournament. At the beginning of the tournament, even Real Madrid, most teams, they just saw it as a Club World Cup. But as it went on, they saw that these other teams from other continents are taking it very seriously. And if you don't take it seriously, it will be a shame, a stain on their white. As an European team, with all the investment they've made, they are coming short against teams from Brazil, teams from Africa, teams from Asia. So that is when they started, and it was too late for Atletico Madrid to catch up. They should learn from it.
All right, at least 9 teams have now been eliminated from the 2025 Club World Cup. Atletico Madrid become the biggest name. The La Liga, okay. And which other team again? I think it's Seattle Sounders, as yes. And I think it's we have Al Ain, Wydad AC, Los Angeles FC, Auckland City, Pachuca, Ocean HD, and Urawa Red Diamonds. All these 9 have been eliminated from the Club World Cup. Now let's talk about the normal transfer stories before we leave. Okay, Victor Osimhen is willing to accept a weekly wage of just under £200,000 at Manchester United. Contrary to reports suggesting he wants £300,000 per week. So, according to Fabrizio Romano, so the clarification comes amid speculation that INAOs are reluctant to meet the Nigerian striker's supposed wage demands as they look to trim United's bloated wage bill. So, Romano says something that Osimhen demanding around £300,000 per week are wide off the mark, and that the Napoli striker is prepared to accept a more modest salary. What is happening to Osimhen? What is happening to these transfer stories? What is happening to his wages? What is really happening to them? Napoli as well, involving Napoli, involving other clubs. Now Osimhen is trying to go to Manchester United, but it seems Napoli are not willing to allow him.
Okay, I think we heard news initially that is the transfer package for Osimhen will be very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But now we are hearing contrary news that is willing to take a wage cut. But I won't say only Osimhen. Osimhen is the only one that concerns us. But I don't see why teams are not going after big strikers in this transfer market. We have Jonathan David, who is a free transfer. Nobody is going after him. We have Guy Kores, who came off one of the best season we've had from a striker in the past 5 years. Nobody is really serious about him. We have Victor Osimhen, who has been a top 3 striker in the world for the past 5 years. Nobody is going after him. I don't understand. But I think, as I said yesterday, the last time we spoke about it, that during the course of the transfer, things will get really interesting. Things will get really exciting, and teams will come into play. Manchester United will get serious. All these teams, they have Manchester United at the moment. They have how can I call it now, priorities. And after Umbuemo, with what I'm hearing, they will now focus on the striker. So at that moment, we will start hearing, or we will start learning what their position is towards Osimhen, because all this rumor, as I've said before we started this program, that Manchester United following this, Manchester United monitoring that, all these things, most of it are rumors. Chelsea have been looking for a winger since, and nobody is imagine Manchester United looking for a winger. You will see a lot of Manchester United monitoring. That is because Manchester United probably is the most sellable team in England, and the journalists know that, and that is why they are tapping into that. So let us just forget about all these rumors about Osimhen. Let's see, after the Mbuemo deal, let us see what Manchester United will be hoping to do, and Liverpool too is also in the picture. So we should, I believe things will really get interesting. Osimhen will find a new team, a top team, during the course of the transfer market.
Hello, good morning, Oga.
Hello, Mr. Kingsley. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Pastor Azan.
Oga, good morning over there.
Good morning.
Oh, Jayodeji.
Good morning, sir.
I throw a salute to all of Nadeo.
Thank you
very much, sir.
It will come to a time that people will not take him serious. That's my own perspective. At least today you are going to this place today, tomorrow, and the thing that you want, your club is not ready to even leave you or something like that. So they want to make you, they want to get money from you. So at least it's own issue now. I believe when the time comes, just like Coach Ayodeji said, at least when the market now open properly, maybe towards ending of August, we'll be able to know where you'll be going. Now, pertaining to the World Cup this thing now, you see, I love what you said. It's the same thing I've been telling people, that this thing has opened European teams now. We always hear the Man City, Man U, Chelsea, all of them, Real Madrid, at least the way they do. At least now it makes us to know that other clubs now, assuming they are also in Europe, they have also performed better. Let me use the word, they will have also performed better than those that we are looking at. At least I'm not look at if you look at Miami, Inter Miami, I watch it is old legs. That's it, and the way they are still putting Suarez of those times now. Messi from the and the other guy there are almost 3 or 4 people there that at least they are still taking the team. They put on the seriousness that no matter it is, we still have the game. So it's a real one. It's a real good thing bringing them together there. And with this one now, it will show that a lot of work needs to be done in European countries, European clubs. So it doesn't mean that maybe look at a whole big Atletico Madrid getting out of this thing. I don't know, my club, I'm also praying maybe tomorrow. Hoping.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, hoping Chelsea, because where it is now, I know Chelsea fans and Nigeria Super Eagles supporters are the same. In that time, we'll be looking for permutation. We go back to the God of soccer to come to my permutation. I will be saying this one should lose and this one should draw. And I believe that the best thing should have been done, just like what is happening to Super Eagles. Yes, if only and if these 3 points is being deducted, and we don't know where they are going to deduct it from Bafana. It has been there for almost 2-3 months. We don't know. Or is there any latest news that maybe they are removing it now?
We have not heard anything about that.
NFF is pursuing it.
Yes, you just Giovanni Ataro Leomatin small son Imotutu. So that is the collegiate. 6 the time. You will have done the best thing at the early time, not that now you have been playing for other people to lose. If you are losing, other people wouldn't they win? And I'm just looking. If they qualify, good for us. But if they didn't, they are the one that did all this. Good morning to everybody in the studio.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, well, let's talk about some transfers now. My United most expensive signings from PL clubs is Brian Boma, £60 million.
Confirmed.
It's just the second bid going in.
Second bid going on.
Yes.
So second bid going on right now. So that's about the latest transfer about Manchester United, because they are putting on £60 million plus add-on. With it. So Bill says something that he will be buying Cardiff City. It will be a great experience. Bill back Trent's Real Madrid move. Then Bill now come out and say he will be buying Cardiff City.
It's a good one. I think being a player himself, he will know what to do to ensure that the team comes back.
They are representative of the Welsh national nation.
Welsh, yeah.
Yes, and he's also a former player of. He's also
Cardiff,
Welsh.
yeah.
So I think that will further improve the Welsh.
Okay, I think there are the 2 teams from Wales. That
yes, Cardiff and
Swansea.
Yes, Cardiff and Swansea. So if we can have one of them back
in the EPL,
yes, that is. Yeah, and Bale, as you have said, Bale is a former player, a European champion. So he knows what it takes to get up there. So with him at the helm, he knows who to appoint to get them back. So let us hope
for the
that
best.
is a positive.
Marcus Rashford has said he would like to play alongside Barcelona star Lamine Yamal.
Yes, everybody wants to play with the best. Yamal is one of the best
at the moment.
Yes, at the moment, and we've seen that Rashford has, no team really wants him, but he just has. No, they want him, but with his expensive package, yes, okay. a wage bill of a little, I think around £300,000 with a player who is not delivering at the moment. It's a big risk, and Barcelona will not be taking that. But I know Rashford with what he wants in Barcelona, he will be willing to take a wage cut. But Barcelona priority at the moment is Nico Williams, and after we could leave Nico Williams, there is still a winger they are trying to get from I've forgotten the team. So a younger winger they're trying to get. Maybe after that they will consider Rashford.
Milos Kakis is set to undergo his Liverpool medical today after flying in to finalize his £40 million move from Bournemouth. So Liverpool, they are buying it. Currently, they are the one leading in this transfer currently in England.
They've learned from their mistake.
They want to maintain that top spot.
Yes. And with, as we all know, getting to the top is not as hard as maintaining. Yes, Liverpool over the years, even with Jurgen Klopp, they've not been able to maintain, defend the title. And that is something we have to do now, and that's because they've not been spending that much on a consistent basis in the past. But with this now transfer market, they are making a statement that we are not only coming to defend this Premier League title, but the European giants should be scared and be prepared for what we have to in the Champions League.
The way their season dipped last, if not the fact that they have garnered a lot of points, they will have lost the title, the EPL title.
Yes, and that is down to squad depth.
Yes,
quality in squad depth.
Martin Zubimendi is understood to be in London to finalizing his transfer to Arsenal from Real Sociedad. Arsenal fans, Pastor Boboye, congratulations.
He's a midfielder.
I think that is a very good addition to them. Yes. But if Arsenal is a very serious team, they will be chasing either Guy Corres or Victor Osimhen at this moment, because they need a striker, a goal scorer, a proven one who can guarantee them 25 goals in a season, and then we can see them as a serious team.
There's one striker, Guy Lineker, when he was playing in 70 minutes, you might not see him, you might not hear of his name. When the next time you see him, he's scoring a goal.
Exactly. That is what the striker
a poacher. That's
well, even Haaland, you might not see him in the whole game, but you just
You
See,
come and get the goals.
You see, when Guardiola brought in Alan, that was when he was able to win a treble. You understand? He has been using false nine since Aguero left. Gabriel Jesus on the wing save with Foden coming in as a 9. But when he brought in a goal poacher, then he was able to get goal.
All right, this is how far we can go to today's edition of Sport Extra. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition. Coach Ayodeji will be here tomorrow, isn't it?
Definitely, I will be here tomorrow.
And even we all got GM, we also be here. Please, a round of applause for GM, because it's not easy to be coming around this kind of time and be coming to analyze for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We
Thank
love
you, sir.
you. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
your
sir.
support.